Hey guys, what's up? So, Sea of Thieves recently made its way onto Steam, and I thought, we need to try cover this beautiful game. Right, just before we get into this video, I want to remind you that I do stream on Twitch Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. So, come on over, say hi. If you got any further questions, feel free to ask. So let's start by clearing up some of the previous confusion. Yes, the game has been out for roughly 2 years now, and does boast a pretty seamlessly well done crossplay between PC and Xbox, using the Xbox Live system, Microsoft's gaming platform. And yes, Steam is well integrated with this. I've had quite a few people tell me that they play alongside their family with one person on the console and the other on a PC. Inherently, the game is well supported by the controller, and a few people I play with actually prefer it over the keyboard and mouse. Shocking, I know. On to the game! The first thing that will probably strike you is the art style. Boy, is this game a looker. From the trees and the mountainous lands to the seas and its waves, these guys really put a lot of effort into the look and the feel of the game. The sounds help boost the ambience even further. Jumping into the sea has a very distinct feeling as your ears fill with the initial splash of water, followed by muffling sounds. Even the booming gun and cannon fire are drowned out. Every island has its own unique quirks. For instance, my favorite island, Thieves Haven, has a hidden cove in the center where you can navigate your ship into. These islands hold a fair amount of lore and hidden gems in the shape of NPC dialogue and Easter eggs that should keep the average lore hunter quite busy. The developers have even gone so far as to add in-game tributes to prominent Sea of Thieves players and content creators in a recent update. For those wanting a more straightforward story system, there are the Tall Tales, which take you on, well, pirating adventures. It's currently what we're working on Twitch, by the way. At the time of creating this video, the game boasts a whopping 7 factions that you can earn reputation with, each with its own unique way to earn favor to increase your standing in their ranks. If you want to do some fishing and cooking, there's a faction for that. If you want to kill some skeletons and hand in their mystical skulls, there's a faction for that too. The game's loot system also comes in many different shapes and sizes, from the standard treasure goblets and skulls to a chest that cries and floods your ship if not monitored. There's a fun variety here to keep you entertained for sure. The game features 3 different playable ships with varying crew size, the smallest taking 1 to 2 players and the largest taking up to 4 players. Each come with their own unique designs and fairly well balanced for their designated crew sizes. I find it quite refreshing going from a large ship back down to a smaller sloop and realizing how much easier it really is to navigate. The larger ships can be manned by 1 person, but to truly get the best capability of the ship, you want all hands on deck, raising, lowering, and trimming sails, or just keeping an eye out for that occasional landmass you might miss. The game also does a great job of balancing its PvE requirements based on how many players there are in your crew. Fighting a kraken or a ghost ship requires fewer hits from a cannonball when there are only 1 or 2 players, versus when you have a full 4-man crew. Weapons are simplistic enough. Everyone has their choice of 3 projectile weapons and 1 melee sword. You can have 2 of these equipped at one time. Sword combat is straightforward. Spamming the attack button will have you hitting enemies in succession with a minor break after 3 hits, and using the block button will block sword attacks. Holding the attack button will do a sword dash forward that can break through most defenses. There is a more advanced feature built into the sword dash, where it lets one travel quite a distance across waters. Handy to master. The gun options are also pretty straightforward. A close-range blunderbuss, shotgun of sorts. A mid-ranged pistol, the flintlock, my personal choice. And the long-range Eye of Reach, it's a scoped rifle. All with their own pros and cons. Not only is there a wide variety of loot and adventures to be had, they also provide you with a decent amount of equipment and tools to fulfill these roles. Are you ready? It's list time! Compass, bucket, lantern, shovel, spyglass, speaking trumpet, tankard, pocket watch, fishing rod, hurdy-gurdy, drums, concertina, and banjo. Alright, enough about what the game does right. Here is the part where I tell you who this is not for. I'm going to start with the big one. The game's progression system only unlocks cosmetics. There isn't bigger guns, or stronger weapons, or a perk system built into this game. Every player starts with the same items, ships, and weapons. Some have even said that the combat system is too simple and could do with a few extra tweaks. Don't get me wrong, the game has some learning curves to it, but there are plenty of tips and tricks to learn in the game, and mastering some of them can take quite some time. I just want to make it very clear that this game is not an RPG. Another big factor to consider is that this is an online-only game. Yeah, I know, most games in 2020 are heading in this direction, but at the core of it, Sea of Thieves is meant to be an interactive social experience. You can pass another ship and choose it to let it sail by, or they could accidentally end up with a few holes in their hull. This does force me to address the elephant in the room. The game does have PvP, and you will almost certainly encounter it in most of your sessions. Some players thrive on sinking other ships. There are factions dedicated to the task, and quite frankly, I found that the longer I played the game, I kinda wanted to sink the other ships too. It's part of the social interaction at the end of the day, but there are some moments that can truly frustrate you. You may spend a long time collecting your hard-earned loot, only to lose it to some hungry, thieving pirates. It's in the name of the game. Now for some of my personal thoughts on the game. I love these types of games. It ticks two major checkboxes for me. Multiplayer with friends, and buy once, own it forever, with updates. I love it when a friend picks up a game after I have several hours of playtime in it, and I can jump straight back into it, and we're on the same playing field. It's simplistic and easy to pick up, but not too basic that you get bored of it too easily. If you do, however, get bored of it, wait a couple of months and the game has fresh content to enjoy all over again with no extra price tag. Based on what I've seen over my period of time with the game, it has been regularly updated with content and features, and they take their bug fixes and balance quite seriously. Overall, I think the developers have had a good handle on what the community's gripes and wants are, and tend to listen to the feedback. I know this may be logistically hard to do for the game due to player balance, but I would like to see a way to change the ship size without having to go to the main menu. It would be nice to allow players to drop in and out, even if it means sacrificing some of your progress. While on that topic, I would love to see the bigger size ships. There would be so much chaos, but again, it might be difficult to maintain the fine balance the game already has. One final note on the game: as crazy and frustrated as I might get with PvP at times, this game actually does a great job at keeping me relaxed while sailing the seas. There is something so serene about the music and the waves crashing against the ship when sailing a galleon on the open waters. Alright, that's it for this video. Hope you guys got some information out of this. Hope you're more likely to play this game. Honestly, I personally feel it's just one of those you have to try. One of those that you just have to experience. Just a reminder again, I do stream on Twitch Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. And if you like this video, you know what to do. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe, you know, the bell, all those YouTube things people tell you to do all the time. Thanks for watching this video. Check you next time. And keep smiling.
Drop the anchor.
I do have their rowboat. If you guys can find me out on the map, I'm by the Alliance. I am going to take all their loot and put it on this rowboat.
Are they all dead?
They're all dead. I killed every single one. while they
You
were
a
fighting an
pro.
alliance ship.
You a pro, Marz. You killed them all and sank their boat by yourself. That's freaking awesome.